Thank you, Chairman, National Arts Commission. Now, give the Senator chance to interrogate the response as tabled by you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair and NLC, for the response. Chair, number one, I'm actually going to present my dissatisfaction with the Commission that you are very much aware that I'm the one who raised this particular statement. And you appeared before this committee and planned your visit. It would have been courteous for the Commission actually to invite me to accompany you to the said area. But according to me, there is a hidden agenda why I was not invited to that particular visit. That is number one. Number two, Chair, I think there are a lot of gaps in the response that has been given. Number one, on question number A, I think if I may read the paragraph, I would want to know where is the policy by the government and World Bank. I want to have a copy of that policy because it will give us guidelines on how this project actually was initiated. Now, we are being told that the project has no land acquisition component as the project was understood to be implemented on the demarcated road corridor. I don't know what that means. Whose fault is it? Does it mean that the land that the road construction is going to take place on is not owned by anybody? Yeah, we need to understand that. Because when you say there was no formal request for acquisition of the land, what does it mean? Because I'm sure the road actually passes through certain individual lands. So how are you going to deal with that? And again, Chair, I want to know whether the road works has been gazetted, because that will actually advise us on how compensation, who should be compensated, is going to assist us. Chair, we discussed with NLC one time when we visited as a team, and we actually said that members of public were coerced at the beginning to sign those documents. They were kind of forced. If you don't sign, you will not be compensated. That's not right. Yeah? So, even for those who have been compensated, they have been forced, let me use that one, to sign those compensation documents. Again, Chair, I wanted actually to know the Commission to give us the list of how compensation or rather review has been done, because I've raised two statements to NLC requesting the review of this particular compensation to be done. Now, in the response to B, we are just being told adjustments were made, accommodated, cost distortion, blah, blah, blah. We want to know how those adjustments were done. From what figure to what figure? From what basis to what basis? And I think last time, Chair, when they appeared before us, I said our benchmark is Nuno Modogashe. And I had requested the compensation for Nuno Modogashe vis-a-vis Isiolo Modogashe. That has not been done, actually, in the response that I'm seeing here. Chair, so clearly the Commission is not clear, or they are not telling us whether the review is going to be done or not. Because when this compensation for Nuno Modogashe was done, it was 7 years ago. The cost of actually materials has gone down, up. It's not the same. Because a kilo of nail, or rather nails, is even 10 times compared to Nuno Madogashe. And we want to know those figures. Chair, we are being told that in statement number C, that members of public were involved, political leaders were involved in the manner in which actually this compensation is carried out. Let me say it here in public, that the compensation for Isiolo Madogashe is shrouded in conflict of interest. It's hidden. Yeah. Members of public are not clear on what is happening. I really want the commission to come out and tell the public, this is what we are doing. I know you have visited the areas affected, because in paragraph C, you have said there are certain towns that you are still supposed to look at. We want to know which are those towns, so that when they are left out, we can be able to know that these are the towns that are left out. There is no transparency in the manner of compensation. Chair, again, when we are being told land is not compensated, this is community land, number one. Number two, the areas that the road works is taking place is already gazetted by the county government of Isiolo. They are individual land. So we want to know where by law individual land is not compensated. That has to be explained to us. There are individuals who have bought land within the area of demarcation. When you tell us they are not going to be compensated, I have bought that land. I want to know how I'm going to benefit, because I was not given free. You are telling me it will not be compensated. I want to know how I'm going to be to benefit from that. Now, as far as your list is concerned, there are those who are left out of the compensation. They are not captured. There are those who have not even raised the complaints. I have been personally on the ground where in a compound, the surveyors who are just looking at the building, they have not looked at the piping that is done. There are water tanks they have put in there. We want to know how compensation was done, because if I have a compound and I have actually several equipments within that particular compound, it should be compensated. You cannot just look at the building and actually say this is what we are going to compensate. You have to consider each and every expense that have incurred in that particular compound. Chair, I have been on the ground where a building that is actually joined. There are 3-4 buildings that are compensated. The rest are left out hanging. If you want even photographs of those structures, I can provide. In the areas of Kulamawe, 3 buildings, or rather 3 properties are compensated, and they are joined, they are on the same line, and the rest are left out. Chair, again, you know, the road works affect even the second lane from the road. Automatically they will be affected by the dust, by the noise. How are those people going to be compensated? Those are the things we really want to know. Finally, in the last meeting, Chair, I requested for the list of beneficiaries. And let me say on record here, there is a reason why NLC has refused to table the list of beneficiaries. Because in the last response, they are saying that we will provide that at a later date. I remember, Chair, telling you that we'll provide the list within that particular week. But up to date, we don't have the list of beneficiaries. This is a house of record. This is a house of parliament. We are representing our people. There is nothing secret about the list. We want to have that list. Unless that list is provided, we will not be happy as a representative of Isiolo, myself, and also the people of Isiolo. And let me say this, Chair. From Grapevine, there are people who are not supposed to be on that list. He's the area member of parliament of the area affected, and I think he was with the team when they were on the ground. He has more information than myself. Maybe if you can give him some few minutes, he can be able to enlighten.
We can, yeah, we give Toby a few minutes.
Okay, thank you, Chair. Chair, I was with the team the whole of last week, and we traveled all the way from Mulugai back to Kolamawe. And they have interviewed the people on the ground. And everybody has been saying there are three types of people who are there. There are those who refuse to sign in the first day. There are those who are forcefully told to sign or go to court. And then there are those who are not captured. All of those people have presented their cases. And what the whole group said, from Lugashe up to Kolamawe, Yak Barsadi, they said we want revision of the whole thing because it was not done. It was not done objectively. It was more subjective done. And they pointed out one employee of the commission, a madam called Isabella. Everybody from every village has been mentioning about that lady. That they were forced, literally forced, to sign or go to court. So these guys are our people, those of us who are living in that part of the world, suffered sometimes back the issue, the force of the government during the Shifta War. And anytime anything mentioned about the government and the courts and all these things, people would recoil very fast and they just take it up. And that is what they exactly said. I was with them from the word go, and all this, all what they say. And they are saying that Nonumo Lugashe, most of them have been paid. Some of them either paid on the other side in Nonumo Lugashe and Isiolo tribe now. They are saying what is paid in Nonumo Lugashe 5 years, 6 years ago is not applicable on this side of the road or of the country. I mean Isiolo County. So there is use and cries up to today. And Mr. Chairman, I fear for them. I fear for the road because I was there and they said we may not be allowing some of this road to continue if they are not given whatever is due for them. There is the issue, the Nonumo Lugashe one. And then, like Senator has said, a lot of corruption has gone into those areas where people are being paid, those who are not supposed to be there. We know of every other center, and people are included those who are not supposed to be there. But those genuinely who are supposed to be paid are not given the right things they were supposed to be paid. So there is a lot of problems, and we expect. We just came back on Friday. That was the day when we came back from that trip, and. 2 days ago, that is, or 3. So, problem out there is nothing which is going on around honestly in that area, and we need review of that the whole process. And nobody seems to be. You remember very well, Mr. Chairman, when we were here with the Senate committee the other time, and then while we were complaining, and the community had been complaining about the unfairness of compensation process, what happened was NLC gave out a list which was disputed to Kenya. And it is in that Senate committee meeting where we recalled, the Senator and me, we objected on the matter. And then it was called back. The list was said was forced to be recalled. It was recalled. The list was recalled to be revisited. Revisiting has not been done to date. We still went and they were trying to